Hey all my future buyers and sellers out there, I am here to teach you more than you knew before about the real estate process. And homeowners out there, just a real quick question. Have you ever received a phone call, postcard, knock at your door from an agent saying, boy oh boy, do I have a buyer for you? Because the real question is this just a thinly disguised solicitation for your business? Or could they possibly have true intentions? Well, the only way to find out is to stay tuned. Hey, it's Ella with Ella Estate Realty and welcome back to my channel. Now, before I get started into today's topic, which is a seller's market and how crazy it is out there right now, I just have to ask you, of course, to hit that subscribe button so you just never miss any of the information I have collected for you. And also leave me some love with some likes if you are appreciative of the information that I share. Now, back to today's topic, I just want to ask you guys, are you seeing your mothers, your aunts, your nieces, your cousins twice removed coming out of the woodwork to buy right now? Because interest rates are at a record low, you know? And are you also seeing, though, your father, your uncle, your nephews, your cousins twice removed not selling for some reason or another? Oh good, yeah, I am too, because there's absolutely no inventory out there and there's an extreme frenzy of a demand. And when these current events happen, and it is an extreme seller's market, us real estate agents, we try to get creative, try to solve the problem outside of the box and keep the market moving with one method or another. But I'm here to give you a little transparency on the real estate industry and some of our methods so you're able to spot the bad apples, but you don't you don't let a handful of agents ruin it for the rest of us. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, why would an agent come to your house, call you by phone, or send you a letter about how they have a buyer for you when your house isn't even up for sale and you haven't told anybody that you want to sell your house? Well, I've boiled it down to about 4 reasons why an agent would approach you in this way. The first is that they're fishing for a listing. They're just looking for business and maybe not with the most direct way of talking with you about putting your house up for sale, but they're trying to keep the market moving, trying to drum up business and wanting to lure you in with the idea that they already have somebody, so it would be an easy deal, but they probably don't. The next one, number 2, is the idea that they want to specifically work within a community and they're trying to work the relationships there. So they're sending out these letters and they might have a buyer, or they used to, or they're a community expert, so they're pretty sure that they could bring a deal together if they could just get in front of you. And this is when a real estate agent specializes in an area, a farm area, and they've chosen it on the map. That's where they want to do business. So they're trying to forcefully work their way into the community with this method of sending out a letter. The third reason is the most true way that you can go about it, and that is having an actual buyer in hand that has narrowed their search so much so to a specific community that they can't live without. Maybe it has a really low turnover rate, so not a lot of people move, but they want to be in this community. And you have to, as a great real estate agent, figure out how to solve this problem. So you send out these letters, you get in contact with these homeowners in anticipation of putting an easy deal together. If it was for the right terms and the right price that you would want to sell, that they have a buyer for you. So this would be the best intentions of a real estate agent. And then the fourth one is just the inventory is that low. Just like we're talking about in current events, I have plenty of buyers that are looking and there's absolutely nothing coming on the market for them and they are all out of options. So as a real estate agent trying to get creative, I have told them that a different method that they can use is try to figure out somewhere where they like the school districts, they like the distances to groceries or a playground, something like that, family, that they have narrowed their search so much so to a community, and we are able to send out these letters with the intention of, you know, you want to live there, this is where you could see yourself living, and if the right opportunity came up, you guys could come together. So that again has good intentions too, maybe not so specifically, maybe they're working in a couple different communities, but it's just an alternative way of trying to get in contact with homeowners when there is just no inventory to be sold. And then actually lastly, the bonus one is a for sale by owner. If a real estate agent is reaching out to you saying that they have a buyer, and maybe they don't, maybe they do, but maybe they don't, it's probably because the National Realtor Association came out with a statistic that said 87% of all for sale by owners end up hiring a real estate agent. So they want to get in front of you first to give you the first presentation to present their value so they can switch you to actually listing your house with them. So just be wary and figure out how to pinpoint exactly which one has the best intentions, or if you even want to work with this real estate agent moving forward. Now, I can only give you real estate advice on the idea that if somebody is approaching you and it's kind of out of the ordinary, you weren't expecting it, to just vet them as much as possible, to ask as many questions as possible and see the way they react, see the way they answer. So if somebody is approaching you on saying that they have a buyer for your house and you're kind of a little skeptical, ask as many questions as you want. Where are they from? Why are they buying? What are their criteria that they're even looking for? How do you know that I'm a good match? Do you even know where my house is or what community I'm in? How many houses have you sold in this community? Like, what is your backstory? What is their backstory? Every question under the sun to make you feel more comfortable in booking the appointment. Now, if they're giving you pretty vague things, or they start right out the gate, well, I gotta see your house to see if it's even a match, and they don't know anything about you, that's kind of a red flag. But at the same time, do your due diligence in asking these questions so you can vet the real estate agent and also see if it's an actual viable option for you. Now, a little bit of story time is that I'm actually in this situation right now, and probably why I made this video today. But I have some buyers that had their heart set on a house and put in an offer. Unfortunately, lost it just because the market is so competitive right now. But I have talked with them, consoled with them about the idea of sending out letters to the community in hopes that we find another homeowner that is willing to sell in the next couple months. Because their timeline is so short in wanting to find a house, I'm trying to give them as many creative solutions to their problem as possible. So fingers crossed, wish me luck that this method works. Lastly, what happens when a pre-qualified buyer, that real estate agent that came to you, and you as a homeowner come together to put a deal together and it happens off market? What happens then? Well, I would touch base on the idea of a pocket listing. And this is when a real estate agent has your listing and does no alternative marketing for it. So nobody else knows that you want to put your house up for sale, and brings the buyer to you and you guys, tie up the deal in a bow. Now, there are some positives and negatives that I'll point out to this, and some questions of why people would even do this. But there is reasoning. So if you are going to do an off-market deal, one of the biggest things that people gravitate towards it for is because no one's coming through the house. No one's doing all the showings. You don't have to schedule it. It's just the ease of the process. You can move out as fast or as slow as possible, depending on what you and the buyer come together. It's more of a, sometimes civil exchange than maybe more contracts and negotiating, going back and forth, less of a headache. The second would be that your house is built on privacy, that you don't want people looky-loos coming in and out of your house and going through your stuff, and you're not concerned as much about the price and winning a multiple offer situation as you are just getting the right person for the right house. And then the last reason is your house is just so particular. You've made it your own and now you're moving on, that you're looking for that particular buyer as well. So you let a real estate agent know, or somebody within that industry, that you want to put your house up for sale, but you don't want to put it up on the market, so they can put the word out and bring a buyer for you to put a deal together. So those are the positives. Of course, the negatives are you're missing out on putting it up for sale, getting in front of as many people as possible, getting in those multiple offer situations, seeing if you can make more money off of it. But sometimes it's not all about money. Sometimes it's ease, and that is attractive to people. Now, as these phone calls start rolling in from your local real estate agents, or you're getting these little pieces in the mail, are you gonna give them a second chance? Or are you gonna ask them a zillion questions and poke holes in their bad intentions? Or are you gonna make a buyer's dream come true? You be the judge, but definitely let me know in the comments down below. And if you ever have any other real estate related questions, you can definitely reach me on my website, EllaEstateRealty.com. And as for today's video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're having a spectacular day.